And now, from the CFTK TV studios, this is Northwest Connections with your host, Robert Pictou.
Welcome to Northwest Connections. I'm your host, Robert Pictou. Our show today comes to you from the traditional and unceded territory of the Tsimshian people. What began as a farm colony in 1882 to help the poor, homeless, and hungry evolved into a major provider of social services like thrift stores, addiction rehabilitation, emergency shelters, and holiday assistance. On today's Northwest Connections, we open our archives to bring you this story from 1999.
There may be a season of giving, but there's definitely not just one season of need.
The need doesn't change from Christmas to the rest of the year. The fact that in the summertime you'll have less cost for heat and hydro, and those kinds of things certainly is a factor. And the fact that a lot of people are able to take advantage of the fishing and those kind of things in the summer helps to substitute, their food. But the need is still there. It changes very, very slightly in the way that we would administer it.
Generally, the need is there all year round. It isn't set for one particular season. And everybody, of course, everybody's in the spirit of giving at Christmas time, and that's a wonderful thing. But we go year round. That's our
Would you like
goal.
to see that spirit of giving continue more so throughout the year? Do you need it?
The spirit of giving, but I think more, our soup kitchen has turned out to be more of a friendship. The people that we get coming to that soup kitchen, we've all become just sort of a big family now, and we all can sit around and talk and have a good time, and the kids are very comfortable there, and the people that come there are very comfortable. We all know each other by first names.
I think people move on, and Christmas is a season of giving, and people don't realize that it's a 365-day-a-year operation here.
Christmas season is one that help agencies look forward to and even come to count on. The Salvation Army raised just over $64,000 this past holiday season. A lot of it goes toward making up Christmas hampers. Over 550 were handed out, and the rest must stretch for the rest of the year. And it's a similar scenario at the Terrace Church's food bank.
We found our donations before Christmas there were wonderful. We had so many corporations and businesses come on board that say, we want to help, can we do this? And it was just wonderful. And after Christmas, because it's so much that was donated before Christmas, we have been able to carry ourselves through January and February and stuff like that there. And now it's getting towards the end of that there, so we'll need more help.
The church's food bank has been around for nearly 20 years, and this year it's possible that a growing need may force them to extend their services.
Terrace Church's food bank has usually operated November, January, February, March of the years. But this last year we opened in October with the idea of, because of poor economic conditions here in Terrace, we decided that maybe people could get some help a little ahead of time there with school going back in and various things coming out. So we opened in October, November, and then the Salvation Army does their Christmas hamper in December, and then we go January, February, March, and possibly April this year.
And at the Terrace Emergency Shelter, Christmas donations mean not only money saved on buying groceries, but also special treats that the shelter's own budget would never allow for.
Christmas, we got a lot of food donations from Northwest Community College and different banquets, the bands, and that was fantastic because a lot of it, the luncheon meats and things, we can just pop in the freezer, and when the guys, are leaving or can't be here during the lunch hour, we can pack them a nice lunch. So that's a real bonus.
Christmas means budgets can be stretched further, budgets that often seem to run out long before they should. The emergency shelter tries to operate on $170,000 a year.
Out of that money, we have to pay for all the maintenance of the house, food, hydro bills. They're quite high in the winter, and staffing.
Costain says the money never lasts a full year, and come the end of the month, 2 of their 9 beds will be closing due to funding cuts. She says they are looking at other measures, but adds it's tough to get funding for a men's shelter.
People don't see the need because of our clientele. Our clientele is based as males, adult males, over the age of 19. And a lot of people don't realize the history behind these people that are coming in. A lot have been raised through the foster homes, back when there wasn't the same kind of checks, security checks that are being done. So there's been a lot of abuse, a lot of alcohol and drug abuse, people being raised in alcohol and drug, that's what they turn to. Suicidal.
And it's not just the emergency shelter that struggles. For a small town, Terrace has a lot of help agencies, the ones we've mentioned, as well as a soup kitchen at the Kermode Friendship House and a food bank offered by the Pentecostal Church. And one of the busiest agencies is the Terrace Anti-Poverty Society.
Pretty much everything we do is really busy. Our main office here is almost frantic at times. It's hard to get in any breaks or anything. It's hard to leave at 4 o'clock. You tend to wind up showing up on the weekends. It's just really busy. There can be days where you have a dozen people standing out in the front room.
Terrace Anti-Poverty operates a clothing and household goods exchange. They give away food when they have it. They do advocacy services around housing and welfare, and they help other towns in the Northwest deal with regional housing issues. Their budget fluctuates, but they do the best they can, and right now it's especially difficult.
With the economy the way it is, things are really hard for everybody. People who never expected to have problems are having problems.
And most agencies say the same thing, that there is no such thing as a typical client.
Young to old, working, not working, people who have or had money and people who don't, all kinds of sources of income, men, women, people with kids, people without kids. There really is no particular typical type of client.
There's a variety of clientele that come through our door.
And not only are the help agencies seeing this increasing variety of people, but as we mentioned earlier with the church's food bank, an increasing number as well. The Seventh-day Adventist Church operates a soup kitchen every Saturday afternoon in the auditorium at the Skeena Health Unit. And while this particular afternoon wasn't that busy, they sometimes serve up to 140 people. And through outreach work, find more in the community in need as well.
Not only do we the soup kitchen itself, but we're finding now individual families around town who are in real need, like single mothers and you know, no income and things like that. Absolutely no way to get any income except for welfare, and that doesn't stretch very far sometimes when you got 2 or 3 kids, 4 kids. So we go out and we start, you know, if we have any surplus, we give food or whatever we can to. We're in a sort of in a disaster part of it too. If something happens to a family right away, we'll get a food hamper together and we'll bring it out to there, wherever we find a need.
That need, though, extends beyond food, and many of these help agencies also provide clothing and household goods, as we mentioned. The Salvation Army operates a big thrift store in downtown Terrace, while the Anti-Poverty Society has a clothing and goods exchange in their basement twice a week. And the Terrace Emergency Shelter also tries to provide its clients with clothing and household goods for when they set out on their own. So what kinds of things do you need?
I think donations really help out, little things that the people couldn't give in the community. Dishes, silverware, cutlery, all those type of items are really household effects, like bedding is a biggie. Trying to find sheets, blankets, pillows.
And can they just walk up and knock on the door?
Sure, yeah, that works. Or they could phone ahead. I've even gone out to people's homes and picked up donations.
And that's the key word, donations. That's what all of these agencies rely on, whether they're from big grocery store chains or just from someone who can spare a single tin of soup.
It's one more than what we had before. Like somebody said there, when they donated some food to the food bank there, they said, well, this sure doesn't seem like much. And I says, yes, but it's more than what we had before.
Northwest Connections will be right back after these messages. And now, from the CFTK TV studios, this is Northwest Connections with your host, Robert Pictou.
Thank you for staying with us. In 1895, D.D. Palmer founded the chiropractic profession by adjusting the spine of a deaf janitor named Harvey Linyard. This adjustment not only restored Linyard's hearing, but also led Palmer to theorize that spinal misalignments can cause various diseases. A couple of years later, he established the first chiropractic school. Let us return to the archives with Norman Good.
How you do chores around the home, like vacuuming, and how you work on the job can both contribute to an aching back. Posture isn't something we think about every day while keyboarding or cleaning, but it can make a difference.
All chiropractors have been concerned about posture because it has been shown that it definitely has an effect on your back function and low back pain and other disorders too involving your shoulders and neck. One of the studies has indicated that people with low back pain, 90% of them have had bad posture.
Kitimat chiropractor Norman Good shared some back care tips at a recent health and wellness event called Wellspring in Kitimat. Here's what poor posture looks like. The neck is extended forward, the shoulders are dropped, and the body bends forward. Improving it can be as easy as making a conscious effort, or you may need to start by stretching.
Fitness is really important because fitness goes with good posture. It's very, very unlikely that if you aren't fit to a certain level at least that you can maintain good posture. So we want fitness and we want flexibility, and those things are conducive to having good posture.
Many jobs and chores involve repetitive motions, using your legs to help you bend can help.
When you vacuum, if you do it like this, it's a lot better for you than if you're in that position. But it requires muscle strength. You feel like you're in karate class, but it's a lot better on your back. It's a lot better on your muscles, and it's also better on your discs.
Giving your back a break only takes a few minutes with some simple stretching exercises.
Shoulder shrugs, and use some forward shoulder rolls, some backward shoulder rolls, and then with your neck down and back and side and side and side and side.
Changing positions frequently is also important, but there's just no slouching it off. Better posture means a better back.
Posture, it has to be conscious. We showed a picture earlier of unconscious posture, and that was kind of like this, okay? And then the conscious posture like this, and there was a difference of 3 inches in height. So we have to be aware all the time of our posture, and if we work on that, it becomes like second nature.
So next time you start up the vacuum or the computer, support your back. It'll thank you both hours and years later.
Northwest Connections will be right back after these messages. And now, from the CFTK TV studios, this is Northwest Connections with your host, Robert Pictou.
Welcome back to Northwest Connections. Inspired by movements in the UK, the history of animal shelters began in 1869 with the establishment of the Canadian SPCA in Montreal, which initially focused on preventing cruelty to workhorses. This initiative sparked a wave of SPCAs and humane societies throughout Canada. Let us return to archives with Yvette Labatt.
If the name Turtle Gardens Animal Shelter sounds familiar, that's probably because you heard about it at its former location in Grand Isle. The shelter was there for 8 years before moving to a much larger spot in Topley.
In June 11th of 98, when I closed the doors to surrenders, we had 87 dogs and 6 cats. Today I have 27 dogs, including the puppies.
But even that's too many.
The best number would be 10 to 15. That way they could be trained and more socialized. I could give them more of myself.
The more time Labatt gets to spend with the friendly mutts, the better training they'll receive, which hopefully will improve their chances of going to a good home. That's where the clicker comes in.
If he jumps on me, he doesn't get anything.
Clicker, which is just a piece of plastic with a little metal strip inside, works by using a bit of bribery. If the animal is doing what you want, say sitting in front of you, then simply click. And give it a treat.
If you want him to sit, you can put your hand with a bit of food up above their head, and chances are their head will come up, their rear end will go down. And then even if you get just part of the behaviour, they're starting to sit down, you can click them and give them the food.
I'm really excited about clicker training because it's stress-free. The dogs love to work. Their tails are always wagging, their ears are up, and it's an easier way to train. It's stress-free to the animal and to us.
Bertram figures most dogs, even puppies, will start to understand what you're doing after a couple of minutes. That is, most dogs.
I don't think he's really terribly clued into the click. I think, but he is learning. He's learning. If he doesn't jump, he gets something, so, which is really the main thing. He's starting to clue in that if he sits, he'll get something.
Then finally, the fog clears away. Smithers has donated some of her time to work with the Turtle Gardens wards. She's impressed with how they've taken to the clicker, even the dogs who already understand verbal commands.
You can pair the clicker then with the learned behaviour too a little bit, which is a bonus, that you can tell them sit, and if they sit, click them. So that helps to kind of reinforce the behaviour part that affects it. So in that sense, you have an advantage over a really naive dog that doesn't know anything.
Labatt would like to see the population at the shelter decrease soon because they're planning some big changes.
We're going to be putting up a building which will house 10 dogs in a shelter building with a cement floor with runs, therefore to take them off the chains in the doghouses.
Depending on how many dogs are at the shelter, it's been costing between $7,000 and $12,000 a year to run the operation.
That also includes vaccinations. Each and every dog that comes into the shelter is vaccinated to try and control the incidence of disease. They're all dewormed. They're vet checked if I can get them to Babu.
Although donations are down the last few months, most of the funds for the proposed building have been taken care of through the generosity of the community.
Pro donated the inside of the building, and the rest of the things have come together. We should be able to do that on our own. Cement will be a problem, but we'll work that out.
Donors will know their gifts have been worth it when they hear these numbers. Since opening the shelter in 1990, Labatt has found homes for 1,876 dogs and cats. Unfortunately, she doesn't expect to see the unwanted pet population decline.
People are not spaying and neutering their pets. They're allowing the female to have a litter so the children can view the miracle of life. They should actually go to the veterinarian and stand in the examination room and watch the veterinarian put unwanted dogs down because there's no place for them to go.
Labatt hopes the current pound residents are different, that they will have a place to go.
And if people can see how quickly they learn, how they learn to sit and to lie down and to walk and not jump on you, they'll be more adoptable. And for people who are working, a trained adult is much more feasible than trying to train a puppy when you're working.
If you're looking for a good dog, Labatt invites you to the shelter to look at the animals, then spend some time with a couple you like.
And if the dog accepts them as well as they accept the dog, then we have an adoption agreement. And they also get a 20% discount certificate so that each animal that leaves here gets 20% off when it goes in to be spayed or neutered.
Northwest Connections will be right back after these messages. And now, from the CFTK TV studios, this is Northwest Connections with your host, Robert Pictou.
An entrepreneur is a visionary individual who identifies business opportunity, creates a new venture and to bring that idea to life, and assumes financial risk to generate profit. In this final segment of Northwest Connections, we return to the archives to see 6 Kitimat High School students who took their homework to the next level.
Stop and take a closer look. These students don't mind. They're turning old products into new ones and creating a way to make some money.
Originally, we started out in a business class, an entrepreneurship course that's offered at our school, and our project was to write a business plan for a hypothetical business, and we came up with the idea of selling and making crafts because we're all pretty artistic people anyways, so we decided it'd just be a logical thing to do.
They now sell over a dozen different products at craft fairs across the Northwest. But things didn't start out that way.
First off, we started with candles, which are made with essential oils, and they're all natural. And that's what me and friend, started out with. And then
we also had the tie-dyed clothes. That was one of our first products, is the tie-dyed clothes that another girl makes. And I also make crocheted and fabric bags like this. This is just an example, and that's what we started out with.
Since the students didn't have a lot of money to start up with, they looked into recycling.
We get a lot of our fabrics donated to us by friends, and we go to thrift stores, and we try to reuse a lot of stuff that would normally be thrown out and put into garbage dumps. So that's why our name Pure Salvation, because we use pure products and like essential oils. We use no synthetic products, and we also salvage a lot of stuff we reuse, so Pure Salvation is our name.
Now, their imagination is the only limit.
Mostly everything just came out of our imaginations, what we knew that we'd liked, and I don't know, just stuff that we thought would be interesting to other people. And I don't know, it's just most of it is stuff that we liked ourselves and we thought other people would enjoy, so that's...
And enjoyment comes in many shapes, colors, and forms here. They offer handmade aromatherapy candles, bath salts, and oils, as well as unique clothing and jewelry.
Young people from the Smithers area have been going to the zone for the last 18 months to get help finding a job, use the internet, or simply hang out with friends. Do you use the services very often?
Yeah, I come here and use the computer for typing up school projects, and if I need to get on the internet, or if I just want a place to come and hang out because I don't want to be at home.
But as of April 1st, they'll have to make an appointment to access anything inside. That's because HRDC is phasing out its funding of facilities like the zone.
What we're trying to do is make the community aware that this is a necessity to the youth, that it keeps them off the street, it gives them a purpose, it helps them find jobs, and more than just jobs, it gives them support, and it makes them realize that they have a place to go where they can be supported.
Some of the zone faithful will be hitting the streets, spreading the word of the benefits the center offers. Included in the tour are talks with teachers, business owners, the town office, and RCMP.
Finding out how much the crime rate has dropped, how much drug influence with youth have gone down and such, and things like that, just to prove that the zone actually does serve a purpose, other than just a place to hang out.
I have to go and I have to interview teachers, or talk to teachers and see if they're willing to help save the zone and see if they can help in any way. And come to the rest of the meetings and just pretty much see if anybody can help.
Just so that, maybe we can keep this place open for the youth.
The dream here is that some way, somehow, somebody will come forward with money to keep the zone open as it is now.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Northwest Connections. The greatest distance in the existence of man is not from here to there, but the connection from his mind and heart. If we can conquer that distance, we can soar like an eagle and realize our immensity within. I'm Robert Pictou.